When I started thinking about flying again, I started looking around online, and it didn't take me long to figure out that there are a lot of people out there like me. Actually, it's something like 500,000, like 500,000 people, pilots that learned to fly, that something happened, life happened, you had a family, or you started a business, or money got tight, or whatever the reason was, you just aren't current anymore. And when I figured out that it didn't take that much to get back going again, and the resources are everywhere to do it, I had no excuse. All the excuses were gone. I just needed to start somewhere. Some kids are into Tonka trucks and Legos, and some kids are into G.I. Joes. I mean, I'm sure I was into all that stuff too, but for me, it was always about airplanes. Started with building model airplanes and then flying remote control planes with my dad. And then it just turned into the real thing. I might not have known it back then, but I think I was always destined to be a pilot. It was just a matter of time. Flying an airplane is like a time machine. It changes your life in ways that you never would expect. I took my very first introductory flight. The very first time I actually ever flew an airplane was in a Cessna in Crystal, Minnesota. And when I did my flight training, I did it all in a Cessna Skyhawk. There's no doubt, things have changed a little bit since the last time I flew. I mean, especially with technology. The new Cessnas have the brand new Garmin G1000 system in it, which is this incredible suite of tools, you know, full color moving GPS maps and synthetic vision and traffic awareness. It's all right there at your fingertips, and it totally changes the entire flying experience. And when you combine all that with the fact that the Skyhawk is the most popular trainer of all time with an amazing safety record, it makes the choice easy. For me, I was going back into a Skyhawk. Going back into a Skyhawk felt like reconnecting with an old friend. Only now, with the technology, my old friend has just gotten a lot cooler since the last time I saw her. A lot better looking, too. What do I love about aviation? It's the people. Aviation and flying, I've never seen a hobby or a sport that invites people in and makes them feel like family the way that aviation does. I love the old timers that sit around and share their knowledge and tell stories. I love that. At my home airport, for example, we play music and we jam. We don't always show up to go flying. We just show up to hang out. When you're up there, there's nothing like it. I live a pretty chaotic life. I've found that flying is the only thing that shuts it all off for me. Now, literally, I can't imagine my life without an airplane. For example, it's brought my wife and I closer together. We go and we fly places for dinner or for lunch or just for a sunset cruise. I've met new friends, people that have become some of my best friends that I never would have met if it weren't for flying. And when I learned that and I saw the resources that are online for guys like me to jump back in, it was a no-brainer. And one of the most helpful things for me was an online course that I took that helped me transition from the analog gauges that I was used to the glass cockpit of the G1000, which ended up being way easier than I thought it was going to be. I think maybe one of the hardest things about jumping back into flying was honestly that I was overwhelmed about whether or not I'd remember everything or if it was going to cost too much money. But I knew I needed to start somewhere. So I called up my local Cessna Pilot Center, and they literally held my hand through the whole process. They have tons of flight instructors to choose from, and they helped me find the perfect one, somebody that I really connected with. And before I knew it, I was back in the saddle and up in the air, which felt amazing. Literally one of the best things I've done in years. And it turns out that all I needed to do was just pick up the phone. And he reminded me the best part of it all is that once you're a pilot, you're always a pilot. I'm Nick Hoffman, and I am no longer a rusty pilot. If you're a rusty pilot like I was, or if you're thinking about learning to fly, all you have to do is contact your local Cessna Pilot Center. It really is that easy.